Judy Douglas, Grade 5. Brenton and I were very careful about what we said to Snick after his father was killed. He knew how we felt about the war. We didn't want to say anything that might be insensitive. It was just so sad. Snick was the only one who didn't cry. Maybe he got it out of his system at home. We all felt so sorry for him.
Kelsey Donnelly, Grade 5. I was so angry. We had met Snick's dad. He came into our class that day and told us what it was like to be a soldier. He was a good guy. Now he was dead. And for what? It wasn't like World War II when America had to, save the world from Hitler. It was more like Vietnam. It was a war for nothing. And Snick's dad died for nothing. Just like my dad died for nothing when I was little. It was stupid. I couldn't stop crying. It was like the world stopped turning.
Sam Dawkins, Grade 5. Dad and I were in the middle of a game when it happened. I just let the pieces sit there on the squares where they were. I'll never move them. Ever. I don't know if there's an afterlife. But if there is, someday my dad and I will finish that game.
Miss Rasmussen, 5th grade teacher. It was a difficult time for everyone that first week after we got the news, especially for Sam and his mother. Mr. Dawkins' remains were flown back home a few days later. Just about everyone in the school attended the funeral. After what happened, I couldn't bring myself to go to Principal Wilson with my suspicions of cheating. I just couldn't do it. It was getting close to the end of the year. For better or worse, I decided to let it slide.
Judy Douglas, Grade 5. I thought that we wouldn't use Belch after Snick's dad died. It would have been rude to go over his house at a time like that. But Snick invited us over. He needed the company, I guess, and we were all addicted to Belch at that point.
Sam's mom. It was an awful time for us after my husband died, of course. But people were so wonderful, coming around to see if we were okay, cooking us dinners, and so on. Sam's friends, Brenton and Judy and Kelsey, came over every day after school and worked on their homework together up in his room. One day I walked in without knocking, and they all looked at me like I had caught them doing something wrong. But they were just using the computer Brenton had given Sam. I backed out of there and left them alone.
Judy Douglas, Grade 5. After the funeral, there were a lot of outsiders around. I don't just mean tourists. I'm talking about official-looking guys with suits or military uniforms. It was creepy. One day I was riding my bike and one of these guys stopped me. He didn't say anything about Snick's dad. He started asking me questions about computers. My parents always warned me to be careful around strangers. I yelled at the man and told him to leave me alone or I'd scream. I pedaled away as fast as I could go. Now I was really paranoid. The police or FBI were after us for sure.